Hey guys, and welcome back to another coffee date Thursday. It has been quite a while. I haven't had time to actually film a coffee date Thursday in a very long time. I think it's almost a month, so I thought I should just come back and do this topic. It's fun, it's pretty scary, and I thought I should just go ahead and challenge myself. Now today we're gonna be confessing. So we're gonna be talking about the one thing that I did that my parents never knew. So this all started when I was in boarding school. I started boarding school when I was 15, and so this boarding school was just a girls' school only. It was a tad bit far away from home, so it was a bit of a drive, like about 3 to 4 hours drive from home. I remember I used to beg my dad to take me out of that school. Like, I begged him every single time, and each time he said, nope, you'll get used to it, nope, you'll get used to it. And then eventually I did get used to it, and it was fun until one day. Now, we had a very strict school principal. She did not take nonsense. Like, if it's study time, you don't drop your pencil on the floor. If you do drop your pencil on the floor and she finds you trying to pick it up, you're gonna have to take punishment for that, because first she'd say, that pencil is supposed to be on top of your desk or next to your book or on your hand while you take notes studying. What was it doing on the floor? And you'd have to come up with stories. It was just draining at some point. But anyway, so this one day, we were going to church. So this was a Roman Catholic school. We were going to church, and we had this street, and it was called a holy street, and you're not supposed to talk there. Truth be told, I wasn't talking, but the thing is, the crowd that was behind me, they were talking. I couldn't tell them to stop talking because you're not supposed to talk on the holy street. So then I just kept walking, but she heard the noise from the convent, and she came out, and she was like, from this here backwards, you stop right there. She couldn't care less who was talking, who was not talking. So anyway, we stopped there, and we thought, okay, they're gonna go to church, they're gonna come back, and they're gonna get us back. But they did not. They left us there for hours. It was so cold, so cold. I remember crying my eyes out and thinking, why do I have to go through this? Anyway, eventually she let us back to go eat dinner, and then go take baths, and then go get some sleep. We missed study. We pretty much didn't do anything that evening because we were on detention, I suppose. So anyway, the next day I was like, I need to tell my mom this, I need to tell my mom this, only to find the public phone we had does not work. We had two, was it two? I think we had two public phones. The one was permanently not working. The other one was to students, so it wasn't working either that day. And then when I went to the hostel matron to try and ask her to call my mom, she wouldn't let me. And worst part, we were not allowed to bring cell phones into school. And I remember being so frustrated. I get pretty frustrated, and I get pretty emotional when I get frustrated. So I was crying my eyes out, and I was thinking, oh my gosh, when are we going home? When is the hostel weekend? And when that weekend came through, we went home. I told my parents all about it, and they were like, oh my gosh, that is so crazy. But then they were back yeah, just never talk on the holy street. And I was like, I wasn't talking. So anyway, the weekend came, the weekend went back, and this girl decided to be pretty darn sly. I hid my cell phone in my travel bag. Now, I have a mom who checks just about everything. It's very difficult to keep things from my mom. Even my clothes, she knows my clothes. She'll come to my house and say, I haven't seen whatever top, where is it? Even if I donated it, I'll have to come up with a story because she will freak out. So she knows just about everything, and it was very difficult for me to keep things from her. So I was panicking and shit scared the whole time when I had that phone in my travel bag, and I was hoping and praying nobody calls me. It was on silent, but still I was hoping and praying nobody's gonna call me. And my mom has this thing of, because she knew we're not allowed to bring phones, she would call me. She would call my phone before we leave, or she will try to find where my phone is. So she did call me. She called my phone before we left, but because it was on silent and I wasn't freaking out saying, oh my gosh, why are you calling me, she just assumed, okay, you left it at home. So anyway, I was freaking out the whole way until we got to school, and this is almost 4 hours drive. And eventually when we got there, I was awesome, I got to school, I have my cell phone with me. That night was amazing. I was chatting with my friends. Mixit was the big thing then. I was on Mixit, and Eventually my mom probably found out that I did not leave my phone at home, and I saw her calling me at like almost 9 p.m. at night, and I freaked out so bad. I hid it under my pillow and I went to sleep. The next day we had this teacher who was like, I don't even want to say family friend, but okay, family friend, because she lived next door to my great grandma's house, and every time we visited my great grandma, like, she'd come over to the house and we just talk anything but school. Like, she talked to my parents about anything but school because she just didn't want to make me uncomfortable or whatever, I don't know. So anyway, the next morning she comes through and they call me to the school teacher's office, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what did I do? So when I get there, she says to me, give it. And I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, give it. I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, for a good 10 minutes I was like, I do not know what you're talking about, just leave me alone. And then she was like, just give it. And then eventually I gave in and I gave her my phone. So that's pretty much it. Like, I swear it's very difficult to keep things from my mom. She always knows, like, always, without fail. So I hardly ever try to keep things from her, and that is the one thing. Like, I had to think long and hard about this. Like, what am I gonna come first? What's the one thing that I did that my parents never knew about? Pretty much nothing. They knew everything. I have no idea how they did that, but everything. But also because I wasn't like, I consider myself a good child. Like, I was the good child. I listened. I didn't do anything crazy. I hardly ever partied. Well, never partied at all. So there wasn't really much to keep from them, except that one incident where I felt I needed the cell phone at school, because after that incident of staying outside in the cold for that long, I had to have my phone with me, but then it was taken away like the next day. But anyway, that's it for today. I had to confess that, and I'm pretty comfortable talking about this on camera because I know my mom's not gonna watch this video. So she won't even know how I actually ended up taking that phone. When she asked me, I was just like, you know, being the dramatic child and not wanting to answer your parents when they ask you questions because you're pretending to be mad or something. That's what I did, and then eventually just fell away. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I'm super excited to watch everybody else's video because confessions, right? So anyway, go ahead and give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Don't forget to click subscribe if you're new to my channel, and also head over to our social media pages: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Links are all down below in the description box, and check us out on Snapchat at K-Bear and Mommy, where we snap little cute moments with my K-Basil. And I hope you guys are gonna like that and follow us there as well. So that's gonna be it for today, and we'll catch you guys later. Bye guys.